Hey YouTube and USN, I'm going to do a little review on the Jarosz Scout knife that he's put up for a pass around in his forum on the USN. But before I do that, I want to talk a little bit about Jesse's knives and show off the ones I have so far. Alright, so let's start at the beginning. These knives were made around April of 2011 and March 2011 in the springtime. And they're some of Jesse's first pieces of work, at least that he put out to sell. And you can see here all of his sheaths are ConcealX. So this is what I'm most proud of. I designed this knife. It's a kitchen knife. It's a chopping knife, and he did all the grinding and all the scale work and everything for me, which he did a great job of. And what you'll notice is over the years, or over the past year, his grinding has really improved. He's changed some of the materials he's used, and overall he's made great strides. So here's the kitchen knife, and then this one is a one-off piece he made. It's a compound tanto, which has a hollow grind on this portion and a flat grind on this portion, and it has a unique handle shape which is very comfortable. And you can see the way he used to mark his blades. He would just etch it in, or Dremel it in. T for Tanto, JMJ are his initials in the year 2011. He did the same thing on the kitchen knife. And then this was his mini Tanto. This is one of the first ones he made. It still has like almost like I guess it wasn't decolorized or whatever from heat treat. I think this is still the same color. It comes from heat treat, and this one doesn't have any markings on it, but it's a really comfortable knife. He did a I think this is a full flat grind on the Tanto, but it fits really well into your hand, into your first two fingers, and then the lanyard that he attaches with it, the knot, it fits right behind your pinky, so it's almost like a full blade knife. So that's very comfortable as well. And then I'm going to start talking about his newer knives. And I have a newer version of the Mini. This one is a drop point as opposed to the Tanto, and you can see already the difference in sheath. He went with Kydex now. He's switched over from ConcealX to Kydex, and he's doing a good job doing using the Kydex, and it fits well. And he also started doing DLC. So he sent it off to a guy who does DLC for him, and he uses now a different imprint. He actually has his last name on there, Jarosz, as opposed to just etching it with a Dremel. And this, I can't tell, I think this is hollow ground. And again, it's the same construction as far as the two finger grooves with the lanyard, and this fits extremely well. And I gotta admit, with all of Jesse's knives, they're extremely sharp. They're sharper than some of the other custom knife makers who've been making knives for many years. Jesse's only been making knives, I think he started making knives in 2010, but he really started hitting his strides in 2011 and started selling some of the stuff that he was, proud of, and started making. So he's really, at this point, in the beginning of February 2012, he's only been making knives for, not even quite a year, and already he's making some knives that I think are better than a lot of the makers out there. So this is the Scout, the pass-around Scout that he's did for the USN. And the Scout was one of his first models. It's a fixed blade, again, with the Kydex. It's a fixed blade model, and it's extremely comfortable. I talked to him on the phone the other day, and he said that it's a design that came to him while he was doing free-form grinding on some extra steel he had. He kind of was just grinding around, seeing what he could make, and he made the handle first, and he thought it was really comfortable. And I have to agree, it's an extremely comfortable knife, a lot more comfortable than some of the famous makers out there. And I don't want to name names, but I think Jesse's better than some of them, actually a lot of them. He has black linen micarta. It's contoured very comfortably, and there's blue liners, you can see there. And again, he has his new stamp on there, Jarosz knives, or just Jarosz, He's got actually another stamp coming out, I think, that he just got made. It's going to have a logo on it as opposed to just his name. The rivets he used are see-through, which is kind of cool. This is his lanyard hole, which is nice, and the blade is balanced very well. It balances actually when you're holding it between your index finger and your middle finger, so that you have a lot of the weight of the knife is in your hand, so you can control the blade well. This is hollow ground, and it comes to an extremely sharp edge. I was cutting cardboard with it, and it slices. Honestly, it slices better, just as good as a full flat ground Spyderco, and that's really impressive because, again, this is it's a stout fixed blade knife, and to have the cutting ability of a full flat ground thin knife is quite impressive. He makes these in different versions, the Scout models, the same handle, but you can have different blades on it. I've seen him do like a compound grind similar to this one, but on a drop point blade. So as I started using it, it's like I said, it's very comfortable and it fits into your hands very well. There's the single choil here and another one here that fits into your four fingers comfortably. The jimping on the top, it's decent. It's not the best jimping in the world. Like, I know Spyderco has great jimping, but it's better than nothing. And his grinding is very good. Like I said, he's only been grinding knives for maybe two years or so. But let's see if I can get this to focus. It almost wants to focus. There we go. I've been using it, so there's some marks on it, some dirt on it. But he does like a little bit more than a 50% up the way of the blade. He does a hollow grind on it, and it's very sharp. He's changed the way he does his bevels. He used to have bevels that you couldn't even see them on the Tonto in the back here. You can barely see the bevel where the edge is, whereas this one's a little bit more. It's easy to see, and it's easier for the user to sharpen them and strop them. I haven't even touched this knife, and it's been going through a lot of cardboard and some hose and some plastic, and it does a fantastic job. The point is extremely sharp, and as you can see, that there's a little bit of a gradual decrease in the amount of blade between the flat and the edge as you go towards the tip. So that makes it that the back end is sharper, or not slightly sharper, but it's a smaller, a more acute edge down here than up here, where you want some strength at the tip. So this is a great fixed blade. Right now, I don't think he's taking orders, although I think he'll be opening up his books within another 2, 3, 4 months. So I will put his details down at the bottom, or his contact information if you want some. He's also got folders coming out. A folder similar to this called the 100, and then a smaller version called the 75. And I think he's got some new folder designs coming out as well. But guys, getting this on the pass around, you're going to be, I think you're going to be extremely happy with it. And I think Jesse's going to do really well in 2012. I think everybody should have one of these. It's a great fixed blade folder. You can throw it in your bob bag, or you can use it. I intend to get a Scout and use it in the kitchen along with my my big chopping knife. This one could be paired with that very well. I know people also can use this in a hunting scenario, you know, skinning game and stuff like that. But alright guys, I think that's about it. If there's any questions or comments, please leave them. I'm always open to hearing your comments and your questions. As always, be dressed to play, geared to slaughter. See ya.